We are live here at ARCS Ignition from Sonoma. I'm joined by Tommy Reynolds, one of the best road coursers in our league. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I am much better up here in the booth than I am out on track, so we'll see how it goes. We're gonna bring up the grid here in just a second. Obviously, we know who's the fastest. Aiden Norman on pole with a 117.350. Alyssa Sharp will start second. Seth Wansing third. Mark Delia fourth. John Smeal fifth. Austin Mongold sixth. Thomas Andrews will roll off seventh. Dale Markowski in eighth. Tristan Catania ninth. Patrick Allen 10th. Tommy Reynolds is not racing. He's in here in the booth, so he did not turn a time. Jonathan Adams is racing. He'll be starting 12th, and then Jerry LeGrand will be in 13th. I'm not sure if Jason Alexander is in the lobby either. So that's your starting grid. Obviously, Aiden Norman, 1.2 seconds faster than second place, Tommy. So it's if these drivers don't get them in turn 1 and 2, he's probably just going to pull away.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, it does look like these drivers all turned it up a notch in qualifying. Aiden wasn't the only one who went faster than his practice time. Alyssa went faster than her practice time. Seth was only 2 tenths down. Mark Dila went faster than his practice time, so you never know. You might see something interesting here happen in the first few laps with these tight, twisty corners.
Hopefully we do, as they are rolling off the grid here. We got 35 laps tonight. The first and only stage will be at the end of lap 15, but you will not see a caution flag thrown. It will be just like NASCAR is doing, where they will still score stage points, but the caution will not throw like in a normal oval race. So the chances of a caution here, and as well as on Sunday when we run Sonoma and A squared, very, very, very slim, unless they all wadded up in the first couple turns and the track's blocked. I don't see a caution coming out this race, which will make the race go by quicker, obviously, but it also makes the difference in speed just that much more apparent because there is no catching back up.
Like you said, with these road courses, the chance for a caution is much lower, which means tire conservation and fuel conservation may be a huge factor come the end of the race. So we'll have to see. But again, we don't really know how long the fuel window is, but we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. It's obviously you definitely can save a lot of fuel on road courses with just not shifting down to those lower gears, and obviously just using the clutch when you can, and so definitely some fuel saving out there. It's just you're going to be a lot slower than somebody that may be pushing it all out. So definitely going to be some different strategies that we'll have to keep an eye on here tonight. But we're getting ready to go green flag racing. Aiden Norman will take the green. Alyssa Sharp starting second. That outside or right
Ooh, on
sideline
the
was,
tires.
yeah, really big check up there. Oh, the 2 of Thomas Andrews is around, and he gets the 48 of Tristan Catania. I don't
Oh,
think.
car over the barrier,
Oh man,
upside down.
big wreck. Yeah, that was Jerry LeGrand, I believe, that went over the barrier. He's now towed, and he's sitting on pit road, so not a good start for that number 7 car.
Hi.
Oh, I have your food here.
But Aiden Norman already out to a 5/10 of a second lead. Alyssa Sharp poking her nose up under the 9 of Seth Wansing. One car to kind of keep an eye on is the 42 of Jonathan Adams. He did not make a qualifying lap, but was second fastest in practice, right behind Aiden Norman. So I'm sure we'll see him come through the field as Seth goes in the dirt there a little bit, but keeps it up under him, and he's still hanging there with the 62. But I think Aiden Norman's going to probably start pulling away here as they come to lap 2 of 35.
That's what I was about to say, is that he hasn't pulled a gigantic gap yet. Seth Monson still being able to stay within about half a second. So nothing crazy yet, but he might start to walk away here shortly.
Absolutely. Alyssa's right there with him as well. So top 3 only, about a second apart. And Seth's definitely pushing that thing pretty hard right now.
Oh, Aiden in the grass. Seth in the grass.
Man, both in the grass. So we know Aiden's pushing it really hard right now. Alyssa's, kind of being conservative, just staying on the track. And she's right there with Aiden. But, you also think, oh, Patrick Allen's around. He wrecks it in the grass. He's going to get it back going. They're trying to get it back going, so unfortunate for Patrick Allen. But still a really good fight up here for the lead. I didn't really expect this, honestly.
Yeah, and he still hasn't really walked away. I think Alyssa's still within a second of Aiden, which is surprising and unsurprising at the same time. Alyssa, known for on the ABN side, participates in multiple road course series.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's even going from IndyCar to Cup or to these NASCAR cars, this is obviously Xfinity. There are some things that you can utilize, between the two. Just knowing the track layout and where the turns are is a huge help. Obviously, I mean obviously braking points not really the same, but obviously definitely some talent behind the wheel of that 18 car, and Seth is now falling back a little bit, so maybe saving some tires. But that 42 of Jonathan Adams already up to 6th place, Tommy. He's definitely moving up through the field right now.
Yes, he is. And another thing to note is that Jerry LeGrand is also back out on track. Thomas Andrews and Tristan Catania are still going after their little bit of contact, but Jonathan Adams is really making his way through the field here.
Yep, now up to 5th and got his eyes set on the 13 of John Smeal, who Smeal having a really good run right now up there in 4th. I mean, Smeal is kind of like me. He'll be the first to admit that road course is not fun and not his cup of tea, but doing a really good job up there in 4th. I'm sure that the 42 will probably eventually catch him and get around him, but still a top 5 for the 13. That's huge for your points leader.
Sad to say it, but I think you gave him a little bit of the commentator's curse there. As that's the second corner in a row that he's gone wide, or it looks like he's letting the 42 by there, his teammate.
Yeah, it looks like Jerry LeGrand may have run off the track as well. I saw it right there on my iRacing live timing. Oh, the 13 of Smeal he gets loose. He's going to lose a spot to Mark Delia, falls back to 6th now. As Jonathan Adams up to 4th, 7.8 seconds behind race leader Aiden Norman. That's going to be really hard to make up, but if he pushes it and maybe gets on a different strategy, it's definitely not against it. Oh, Alyssa's off track.
Alyssa, Seth is going to pass her here into that tight area of the short chute, or the hairpin, sorry.
Yeah, all these turns, I don't know which one's which, so I'm glad you do, because I don't have a clue. But, yeah, Alyssa definitely pushed it a little too hard there right before the hairpin. Got it in the dirt there. I talked to a couple of drivers earlier. I wish iRacing would scan this thing when the grass was still green. It would be so much more of a pretty track to look at than this dirt desert track.
Yucky sand color.
Yeah, looks like we're racing in the desert, but no, we're in California, so makes no sense. But it is what it is. Oh, Alyssa.
Yeah, really, she is really on him.
Yeah, really battling Seth hard, and I mean now Aiden has just started to pull away. He's 3.8 seconds from this 2-car battle for 2nd place. And Jonathan Adams really hasn't gained anything on the race leader, but obviously gaining on 2nd and 3rd. So I really think he has the potential to come up here and battle for 2nd. I just don't think that he'll be able to catch Aiden unless he has some different strategy, and it's got to be extremely different.
Yeah, but this battle for 2nd place is still ongoing. Seth wide into the hairpin again. Alyssa on his inside. Man, they are really battling it out.
Yeah, and I mean, Alyssa obviously a little bit faster than Seth, based off qualifying run, but she just can't quite make the pass. As Seth goes in, he's going to go in a little too wide, and Alyssa's going to make the pass, and now the 18 moves into 2nd place. Now she can kind of try and focus on her line, not have to worry about getting by the 9 of Seth, but she also has to make sure she keeps it on track, which was an issue for her coming to the hairpin a couple laps ago.
And while we're watching this battle, just in the background of just about every camera shot, that 42 is slowly creeping into the picture, coming in to ruin the parade.
He is, and he's actually not really losing a lot of time to Aiden. I mean, he's been at about 7 to 7.5 seconds. So really not losing any time to the race leader, so you know that he definitely has some speed in that 42 car. Be interesting to see. Obviously, he's probably going to lose some time when he gets up here and starts battling with second and third here, but it's very shortly going to be a 3-car battle for second place as Seth's going to make contact.
Whoa!
Makes contact with the 18 of Alyssa Sharp. He backs out of it, though. Doesn't spin her completely around. Good save by the 18 to keep everything clean and green here, as we've already ticked off 7 laps here of the 35 scheduled, but the 42 is now there, and he is ready to pounce.
Yeah, I was about to say, in the past 2 laps, that 42 has gained 8 tenths on Aiden Norman. So it's not, Aiden Norman doesn't have this one wrapped up just yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's very, very true. And if Jonathan Adams can get by these two, obviously he's going to lose some time trying to battle them and get by them. But once he does and can kind of set his mind to what's in front of him, this could be very, very interesting. And like you said, Aiden Norman definitely doesn't have it wrapped up yet. There's still a lot of race left to go. But right now, the 18, the 9, and the 42, really the only battle on track right now. Patrick Allen Jr. is very close to being a lap down here. Probably in the next lap or two, I would think the 45 is going to go a lap down. The 7's back on pit road, so a really bad day for the 7 of Jerry LeGrand.
He has disconnected.
Oh,
Oh,
so he is out. Seth, another bump there to the 18 and the hairpin. He may be getting a little impatient.
yeah, and another thing with these cars is that he's got to be a little more careful, as these cars don't have the same damage model the next gens do. These cars are a little harder to repair, and it does take away significant amounts of performance when you do hit another car.
Absolutely, yeah, we've seen it in especially the ARCA and Gen 4 cars. The front ends are just made of paper now. Very, very tough to keep damage from happening to the front ends of these cars. 18 and 9 are pushing it really, really hard. The 42, I think, is just waiting for them to make a mistake at this point. But all 3 of them are actually, they're not losing time to Aiden Norman. But again, Aiden has a 6-second lead, so really he doesn't have to push, all that much right now. You just watch your relative and just go as hard as you need to not lose time.
He is on cruise control right now. I guarantee you he hasn't looked in that rear view mirror this whole race. He doesn't have to worry about a thing. He's got fuel saving on right now. He's got tires all saved up right now. If anybody comes near him, I guarantee you he'll start pulling away again.
Absolutely. And that is, I'm sure, what he's looking at. Obviously, we, all look at our relatives, especially if we're in the lead. But, I mean, 6.6 seconds, there's really no need to even look. You know that you're, pretty much, 3 or 4 corners ahead of these 3. But it's still a hell of a battle here for second place. Somebody, was that Patrick Allen off track there?
I believe so.
Yep, so he goes 1 lap down. He stayed out of the way, so good for him. Not sure if he'll be able to get it back going or have to tow, but stayed out of the way of the leaders, so that's all we can ask for. Is now we have 10 on the lead lap. Dale Markowski, the last car on the lead lap. He's 57 seconds back from Aiden Norman, as this battle for second is just super intense right now.
I do believe the pace has shifted a little bit towards Seth's side. It does look like he's able to keep on Alyssa's rear bumper just a little bit more. And that 42, obviously, I believe is faster than both of them, but Seth seems to have just a little more pace in hand at the moment.
Yeah, and Seth's one of those that have really improved on road courses. Never been, I wouldn't say he was ever bad, but, just kind of average. And he's really put in a lot of work and started to show, here that he definitely has some speed. But it's like he just cannot make the pass on the 18. It is really hard to pass here unless the car in front of you makes a mistake. It's just really difficult. But Aiden Norman now pulls out to an 8-second lead over these 3 battling for second place. Lap 10 of 35. Again, stage 1 and the only stage will be at the end of lap 15. So when the leader comes to lap 16. Top 10 will score stage points, but the race will continue to go into green. Oh, Alyssa gets really loose there.
That was the second corner. She's got that sideways. I believe she's getting a little bit nervous now. Seth able to capitalize and stay on a rear bumper through this section. I think he might have a shot down into the hairpin.
Yeah, she is all over the place. You can see that car just getting extremely loose. Oh, Seth's going to get loose. Oh, Seth's going to go through the dirt. That's going to let the...
And he's going to tag the 42.
Saves it.
At least it looked like it.
Yeah, he touched the 42 a little bit, but that's going to let the 42 of Jonathan Adams go by the 9 of Seth Wansing. So Seth falls back to 4th, loses about 2 seconds over those first two. Now the 42 sets his eyes on the 18. I think he can get around her. It's just, wait for that mistake or force a mistake like Seth was trying to do to Alyssa. But I think that 42 is just so much faster that I think he'll probably get her here in the next couple laps.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have to wait much longer either, as this is the section where she got very, very loose on both corners. So we'll see here. Yeah, there she goes again across the curb.
Yeah, and the 42
sends it.
Yeah, sends it in there. She's going to kind of cut his nose off a little bit there. She's definitely struggling with the handling of that thing. Tires probably starting to go on the 18. She's been pushing it really, really hard. The 42 seems like he's a little more stable, especially on exit of some of these corners where you really have to get the power down. As the 18's loose again as they come into the hairpin.
I don't know how she's keeping this car underneath her.
I don't either. And there's the 42 diving down. Oh, he almost hits the tires, almost spins it, but keeps it going. And now they're side by side coming to the start-finish line. 18 will take it.
Man, that 42 got so loose under acceleration there, he had to back out of it for a second.
Yeah, he really sent it in there hard and almost hit that tire, the tire barriers, which would have probably ended his race. But we only have 24 to go here, so this race is going pretty fast, which obviously we kind of expected that with, no cautions. But really no reason to look at any other battle than the one we're looking at right now. Good save by the 42.
There goes Seth again.
Yeah, Seth's going to go back by the 42. So these top three just kind of swapping positions here, putting on a show for everybody at home.
I'm very surprised what they're able to do with the curbs. I mean, they are clobbering these curbs. Something you can't really do in the next gen anymore.
Absolutely, yeah. They're definitely hitting them a lot harder than you can, like you said, in the next gen. I mean, you got to worry about, obviously, breaking, tie rods. And the 18 gets loose.
Yeah, it looked like she locked up going into the corner there. It's going to be a drag race to the start-finish line now.
Yep, Seth's going to back out just to be safe. Obviously, entering turn 1 too wide is not the best idea. So Seth backs out. 42 still right there. The 18 has been able to hold these two drivers off, but at once they obviously come down pit road, there's going to be some errors that probably happen. But if they do stay together and it starts getting down to 9, 8 to go, that's when the patience going to run out. As Seth's going to look low here on Alyssa.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if I'm Seth, I don't know how much longer I'm waiting. Oh, Jonathan Adams tried to make a move down to the inside there, made a little bit of contact.
Yeah, he had that lane open. I mean, he stuck his nose in there. Just unfortunately, Alyssa closed the door on him. But he's going to, he gets kind of cut off a little bit there, but he's just kind of being patient still. I mean, I think at this point he knows there's no way in hell he's going to catch Aiden. I mean, they're 17 seconds off of the race leader. So they're...
in the wall!
He just locked it up too much and it just snatched it left right into the wall.
Yeah, and he hit the concrete part right before the tires. The tires would have probably did a little less damage.
Yeah, you can definitely see some damage there on the 42. The the front end crinkled up a little bit. Doesn't look like it's too bad, but John Smeal back in 5th. He's battling with Mark Delia. There's another little battle on the racetrack. Austin Mongold 57 seconds back from race leader Aiden Norman. And then Dale Markowski pretty close to going a lap down here, probably in the next lap or two. He's a minute and 17 seconds off of race leader Aiden Norman. So about to only have 9 cars on the lead lap, only 22 to go. Obviously, at some point, they will have to make a pit stop for fuel. We're not sure when that will happen, but we'll keep an eye on it and see when drivers start coming down pit road. And we'll go look at Aiden Norman real quick, since we haven't really looked at his car all day because he's been out front. But there you see he's behind the 32 of Dale Markowski, about to put him 1 lap down. Patrick Allen still 1 lap down on the racetrack. Just kind of riding around, and there the 62 goes around the 32. So now only 9 cars on the lead lap, and that 62 car is just really, really strong here today at Sonoma.
Yeah, and you could see that Seth has pulled out a little bit of a gap over Alyssa already. Just after the pass. I mean, it's not much, but it does show that he had the pace in hand to pass her without the contact.
Absolutely, and Jonathan Adams, unfortunately, looks like that damage may be affecting him a little bit. He's fallen, about 2 seconds, 3 seconds off from Alyssa in 3rd place. So that, like you said, he hit that concrete part of the wall, and that is not a giving surface there. The tire is a little more giving, not as much damage, but he just snatched it a little too soon and hit that concrete wall and caused some serious damage for that 42 car, and it definitely looks like it's affecting him now.
Yeah, and as Seth is hitting the start-finish line, Aiden is coming over the top of the hill, coming into that 90-degree right-hander, just to show you how big of a gap it is right now.
Yeah, that is crazy. It looks like Dale Markowski just went off track. See there, he just snaps back to pit road, so he jumped to pit road. So Dale Markowski now sitting on pit road. He is being scored in 11th place. So that's a top 10 for Patrick Allen if he can stay in this thing. What a day to be alive. Patrick Allen potentially going to get a top 10 at a road course race here.
Yeah, that's something you don't see every day.
One of those blue moon events is Patrick Allen being scored in 10th. He is 1 lap down, but now Dale Markowski obviously sitting on pit road and probably going to go 2 or 3 laps down if he even comes back on track.
Yeah, he just disconnected.
Yeah, so there you go. Patrick Allen guaranteed top 10. What a day to be alive, as Aiden Norman just took lap 16, so that is the end of the stage. So the top 10 on your scoring tower there on the left-hand side will all get stage points accordingly. Obviously 10 for first, all the way down to 1 for 10th. So Patrick Allen even gets him a stage point out of this here.
I was about to say, did Patrick Allen Jr. just get a stage point?
That may be the first time ever. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at my stats, but yeah, that's a good run for Patrick. I mean, it shows. Sometimes all you have to do is just stay in the race, stay consistent, try and stay on track. It's exactly what I plan on doing Sunday evening in A Squared. Just stay out there, stay on the track, be super slow, but be consistent. And looks like Austin Mongold is coming down pit road. So looks like maybe our green flag pit stops have started here. We'll keep an eye and see if anybody else pits here in the next few laps.
Now you also got to think, is he coming in for tires, or is this because this is the end of the fuel run and he just doesn't want to risk it?
Yeah, it's one of those things where I wish I knew, what a fuel run was. Obviously, didn't see. They usually run about what A squared does, so it's about 50% fuel load, 50 to 60% fuel load. So I would probably guess 18 to 19 laps is just a random number. But the 60 definitely did take tires there. It looks like, as Alyssa Sharp is on pit road now as well. And
Yeah, I'm starting to believe this is a fuel thing.
it could be. It's very possible. Um, Looks like the 18 also taking tires, at least from what we're looking at. Car is they just jacked up the right side. Now they're jacking up the left side. I mean, there was significant fall off for some drivers. Aiden Norman, still running on 119.83 was his last lap. Um, his best of the session is a 118.12. But Seth and Jonathan Adams running, about a 120.83. So that's a 2-second fall off from their best lap. So definitely some time could be made up here, but you also have to be careful of those cold tires. It's very, very sketchy.
Yeah, the undercut is powerful, but I don't think 20 seconds is powerful,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
No,
So,
I don't think so either. Maybe Aiden will get a speeding penalty or something, or misses pit box, or I don't know, something. But I mean, we kind of knew coming into this. Obviously, Aiden very, very fast. Unfortunately, Noah's not out there racing tonight. He also, very fast road course racer. There was a just great finish between the two of them here at Sonoma a year ago. I believe that was TNT. I could be wrong, but the last lap, last turn, dump for the win. Um, so hate to see that Noah's not out there racing. Maybe Aiden would have had a little bit of competition, but right now he's just run away with this thing, and I know I'm not surprised. I'm sure you're not either.
no, I mean, even in A squared, we saw the sheer dominance he had at Coda. I think he finished almost 7 seconds in front of Joshua Gabin, somebody who's I think top 4 in points right now. So
Yeah,
he's shown it before. It's not like that. This is a surprise appearance.
absolutely. As now it looks like Thomas Andrews is also pitted. Um, Austin Mongold, we showed him. Dale Markowski actually, he had pitted on 15, but that's when he disconnected, so he is out of the race. Patrick Allen still has not pitted. He is in 10th. And then, of course, the top three, Aiden, Seth, and Jonathan Adams, have not pitted as well. So just to kind of, we'll look at Alyssa's last lap here as she's coming in the hairpin. We'll see what her lap was on those fresher tires. Seth was running a 120.51 last lap. Jonathan Adams a 122.68. Again, I think that damage is really hurting him. There you see Alyssa just turned a 118.89. So
Wow.
almost 2 seconds faster than Seth. About a second faster, actually exactly a second faster than Aiden Norman. So new tires definitely help, but like you said, I don't think it's going to be a 20-second help.
Yeah, no, but one thing this will play into is that battle for second place. Jonathan Adams, uh, if he does come in here and use the fast repair, and he hits the wall coming on a pit entry. This fast repair should help him. He did have more pace in hand than both these drivers. So, uh, one person, this is the power of the undercut. It will help you catch up to the guys on the slower tires, but once guys who take the overcut, like Seth Wansing, once they come in and pit, then you're going to have older tires than Seth, and then he's going to have more tire to run you down with. So, it's going to be an interesting battle here for second place.
Absolutely, as like you said, we kind of watched him hit the wall there, but hell, if you got a fast repair, knock the shit out of it. Hell, it don't matter.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it fixed anyway. But Alyssa Sharp does make her way around Jonathan Adams. He's coming out of pit road now. John Smeal in the 13 machine, number 13, Smeal Racing Designs Ford Mustang coming down pit road. And again, he's had a really good race too. I mean, he hasn't obviously been super fast, but consistent, staying on track, staying out of trouble. And he's up there right now running in 6th, you know, making his pit stop now, obviously, so may lose a few positions, but been up there in the top 5 and 6 all night. That's a really good run for that 13 car.
And something to note, even with this damage, Jonathan Adams is only 1 or 2 corners behind Alyssa. So either Alyssa really fell off of Seth, or that Jonathan had a lot more pace in him than we thought originally.
Yeah, Jonathan's one of those drivers that I've been able to. We hung out last night in Discord, and I haven't been able to spend a whole lot of time with Jonathan, but really got to spend some time with him last night. And super cool dude, and he definitely is one of those that's like he'll kind of just lay back, and then all of a sudden he's just there, and he just turns on the jets, and that may be what he's doing. I mean, he may have just been kind of riding around, as we see Seth now coming off of pit road here.
The 42 is going to be right on him.
Right there, only like a second between them, second or two, and they are 5 seconds back from Alyssa. So Alyssa obviously gained some position, but now, like you said, the 9 and the 42 have fresher tires than she does. So we'll see how quickly Seth and Jonathan can catch her, if they even can. Aiden's down pit road now too.
Yeah, I would assume it was a clean entry, but doesn't look like a crazy hold, like he got a speeding penalty or anything. So he'll be out of the pit lane shortly, as it looks like a couple of guys unlapped themselves.
Looks like the 22 is behind the 62, so looks like now only 5 cars left on the lead lap, which I'm not shocked at all. Looks like Tristan Catania is on pit road. He came down pit road already, so maybe a penalty there. Oh, the 9 just wrecked!
Oh my god.
The 9 just wrecked right at the start-finish line. We saw it. We were watching the 48 of Tristan Catania there and saw the 9 just lose it right at the start-finish line. Oh, it looks like the front of his car is messed up.
Yeah, the entire front clip is gone.
We'll see if we can get a rear chase view here. Oh, there you see there. Not good for the 9. You can see the radiator, the whole front clip gone from that car. Probably going to be a meatball, just guessing with that damage. But if not a meatball, definitely going to be very, very slow and very, very difficult to navigate that car. You can see he is just fighting with that thing. It just doesn't have the grip and doesn't have the performance that it had before. Huge, huge wreck for the 9 of Seth Wansing, who was running third, battling to try and catch Alyssa in second, but this may be the end of his chances to get up there and battle for that second place.
And as a matter of fact, I just took a look at the timing and scoring board. 42.5 seconds lead. Oh, sorry. That was before the pit stop. 20-second lead. I thought it was much more than that, but still, a 20-second lead is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. That's crazy. But yeah, the 9 just really, I mean, his car looks awful. So he did not pit though, so maybe he does not have a meatball, but obviously significant damage for that 9 car of Seth Wansing.
Yeah, that front clip does provide some downforce, but again, these cars are kind of built like bricks, so they don't have a ton of downforce to begin with. So it might not affect him that much, but we'll have to see here in the coming laps, as he's only turned 1 lap.
Absolutely, he's definitely fallen off a little bit from second and third. Again, Alyssa Sharp running in second, about 5 seconds ahead of third place, Jonathan Adams, and then Jonathan Adams about 4 or 5 seconds ahead of Seth Wansing. So what was a battle for second, now kind of, you know, back to about a 5-second gap between the three of them, as it looks like John Smeal now has gone a lap down. That means there's only 4 cars now on the lead lap. Oh, the 18 goes off track.
Oh my goodness.
That is going to be huge. The 60 is obviously a lap down. He's trying to kind of just stay out of the way, obviously, but yeah, the 18 just, I don't know what happened, got loose maybe. As the 60 looks like he goes off track right in front of the 42.
I was about to
Jonathan
say maybe the
Adams.
60 was trying to hold up that 18 to let the 42
Could
have
be.
a chance of the 18, but that 42 is already closing down that gap to Alyssa.
Yeah, I think Alyssa may have just pushed a little too hard. Her last lap time was 2 seconds slower, and that was before she went off course, so obviously this lap going to be even slower than that. So yeah, she's already starting to kind of fall off, as we have several people in here in the chat. We got Jack Mulkey, he's cheering on his teammates of John Smeal and Jonathan Adams, and he is picking at Seth, saying he's doing everything he can to miss the apex in every turn, but he did one better there, Jack. He smacked the inside wall at the start-finish line, so you can really talk shit about him now. But appreciate y'all watching. Again, it's always fun to interact with all the people in the chat. So we've had actually a pretty fun race. A lot of action on track, as the 18 and the 42 are now going to be battling for second. And we only have 10 laps to go here, Tommy, till the end of this race.
And I'll tell you what, I just about had a heart attack. I saw the 2 off the track, and for a second I thought that was Aiden Norman, but 2 very similar colored cars. But there is a little group of traffic here, and I wonder how that will affect this battle for second place, as they're less than about a tenth between each other now.
Yeah, 42 definitely in his stride now. And they're coming up on the 45 of Patrick Allen Jr., who is now 2 laps down. And Tristan Catania is in front of him. And there's actually a couple other cars up there. So, yeah, like you said, Patrick Allen's going to go down pit road, so he gets out of the way. But the 18 and the 42 now battling here, as the 22 and the 2 right in front of them. They are both 1 lap down right now.
The 2 almost half looped it coming out of the hairpin there.
Yeah, 2 is struggling. Definitely has some wear on those things. Luckily, he's running that paint scheme that half of it is already taped up and damaged, so he's running the right scheme for tonight.
Yeah, that may be the same body he ran at the start of the season. So.
Oh, 18 way hot.
Way loose again.
Yeah, she came in there way hot. I knew it was going to be tough to save it. She did save it. 42
trying to push her out wide here. Oh, 18 turns the 42. 18 tries to bulldoze the and tries to wreck him again.
What in the hell?
Wow. Wrecked him, bulldozed him, and tried to wreck him again there.
Well, awesome save by the 42 to keep it
going
in the right direction. And then once he got by her, kind of, went up and touched his right rear. Oh, he's going to loop it right here. Oh, he saved it. What a save. But that's going to let the 18 get back by it once again. But I guarantee you he's not happy right now.
Yeah, you got to think in that situation, if he probably was thinking, if I'm going down, you're going down with me there. Probably held the brake right in front of her as he was sideways. So we'll see if there's any retaliation here coming back at her through the same section, really.
Yeah, and I cannot tell you. I mean, obviously, I don't want to jinx him. But Jonathan Adams has been running since pretty much the first race, and this kid has been in a podium position.
Oh!
Oh, I said it.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I didn't even get done talking about him and he wrecked. Well,
Wow.
Damn. What I was going to say is Jonathan Adams has yet to have a podium finish, and he loops it and hits the inside wall. So
What I will say is that does move Seth Wansing up into third place, and
Yep.
Seth is not that far off the 18.
Yeah, unbelievable that Seth has any kind of speed, really.
No, stop talking.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay silent for the rest of the broadcast. Every time I say something,
Man,
it's
that was 2 cars in a row you said something.
yeah. Aiden Norman is the best race car driver of all time, and he's gonna stay on the racetrack.
Oh my goodness.
Man, heartbreak for Jonathan Adams once again, as I talked about him. Oh man, try to bring y'all content. This is what I get.
I'm also beginning to wonder if Alyssa got any damage from that contact with Jonathan. Seth has a ton of damage and is running down Alyssa in this position.
It's crazy because I mean her car doesn't look that bad. I mean, but it could have been, could have been a hit to one of the tires or something. I mean, it just, you never know with iRacing. I mean, sometimes a light hit will give you huge damage, and sometimes it won't. So it's just one of those deals.
Patrick Allen Jr. also on the wall again in the S's.
Oh, you hate to see it.
I was also going to say, I wonder if this 22 car is going to give Alyssa any trouble, but he nicely moves out of the way.
Yep. He's actually running in 6th place, so I mean, a great run for the 22. That's my only presidential racing car left. Everybody else has either changed teams or quit or, went to, fuck, I don't know. Oh, I don't know if I can say fuck. Too late.
Oh my goodness.
Seth does
22 also moves out for Seth.
Yeah, Mark's a pretty smart driver. He knows better. I mean, he's obviously 1 lap down. He's trying to just ride it out and get that 6th place finish. But yeah, I mean, Seth right now really, I'm surprised that car is driving as good as it is.
With only 5 to go, I'm not sure if he'll be able to run her down, as I think he only caught her by 2/10 that lap, but we'll see. He's definitely giving it all he's got, so maybe one of them makes a mistake. You never know.
Yep. Well, the last lap time, Seth was quicker, but only by 7/100ths of a second, so not a huge difference in speed. But again, if the 18 makes a simple mistake, that's all it'll take for him to be right there on her. But just to keep in mind, Aiden Norman ran a 1:18.83 last time around. Closest to that was Seth with a 1:19.93. So Seth is still a second off from Aiden's lap times right now. So just unbelievable speed and pace out of that 62 car tonight.
And as a matter of fact, Seth caught Alyssa that lap by 7/10 of a second. So maybe I'm the good luck. Maybe you're the bad luck. Luck this stream, but
maybe. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about any other drivers other than what they're doing on track in this moment. Austin Mongold looks like he just gave me a notification that he crashed. He's back going again now, so he's definitely been struggling. He's 2 laps down right now in 8th place.
In front of these cars battling for the podium, there is some lap traffic which may play a factor, but not sure at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, she is really driving that thing, I'm telling you. I think Seth's damage may have actually helped him, because he does not look like he's as loose as...
Ooh, she went wide there.
Oh, yeah, she about lost it. She about lost it right there.
Oh, Seth has a huge run.
Yeah, he's right there.
Man, that is unfortunate. Jonathan Adam has also dropped out of the race.
Oh, no.
Hate to see it.
You really do. We're try and use some of our fancy camera angles here as we watch the 18 and the 9 battle with only 4 to go.
I do believe if we see a pass for position, it will be right here. This is the same spot where Alyssa's been making mistakes all day.
Absolutely. Coming out of 7, she's really, really loose. And Seth is right there as they go through the S's. Oh, Seth! Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not good.
Oh, goodness.
See, if Jonathan Adams would have just stayed in the race.
Oh, right on track.
He about hit the 22. It's a hairpin. 18 of Alyssa Sharp now with really no one in front of her and no one behind her, as there's only 3 to go here. But keep in mind, I mean, the 18 of Alyssa Sharp is 40 seconds behind Aiden Norman. So,
yeah.
And there's only 3 cars on the lead lap right now, with Jonathan Adams unfortunately dropping out. There's only the 62, the 18, and the 9 that are on the lead lap, and Seth is 48 seconds back from Aiden Norman. Obviously, you know, Aiden running about a 119 to 120 lap time. So Seth is only, you know, 30 seconds or so from going a lap down. It's just insane, but again, we kind of expected that here.
Yeah, and I mean, Seth, even with the accident trying to chase down Alyssa, one hell of a drive with no front clip on his car, chasing down another driver for position. That's insane.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he just was pushing a little too hard, and that's you know, that's what you have to do here. I mean, you're not gonna be faster or pass someone unless you push that thing to the absolute limit, and that's exactly what Seth was doing. But unfortunately, just pushed it a little too hard, and that's all it took.
Jonathan Holmbrink in chat saying, "I hate my internet" multiple times.
Oh, so yeah, that was Jonathan Adams. So obviously his internet kicked him.
Did I say Jonathan Holmbrink?
You did. Same thing. Jonathan. Yeah.
Whoa! Alyssa just made some huge contact with Tri-Strand there.
White flag is out. Yeah, they were watching as the 18 does get around the 48 here. Back to Aiden Norman here as he is on his final lap. 44 seconds ahead of Alyssa Sharp, 50 seconds ahead of Seth Wansing.
And there's his first mistake all day right there.
Yeah,
as soon as you start talking about him.
Went a little deep there in turn 6, and now turn 7. I mean, at this point, he could spin out 6 times and still win the race. He's just messing around now. He's just having fun.
Yeah, I think... I was going to say, I think he might be celebrating prematurely here. But, wow. I think, as a matter of fact, he may have had a grand slam here, or pole position, probably fastest lap.
Yep.
Led every lap. And he's about to win the race.
Yeah, we knew pretty much right there at the start, turn 1, 2, and 3 is about the only shot that anybody had at... yeah, he's doing a burnout coming to the start-finish line in that 62 car. Awesome win. I mean, obviously very deserving for him. We'll go back to the 18 as she should come home in second if she can keep it between the ditches here for the last few turns.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe Aiden Norman isn't celebrating. Maybe the cars are just loose. Another fantastic drive.
Yeah, 18 into turn 11, comes out of 11. still battling that loose race car, but she's going to bring it to the checkered flag and come home in second position. And Seth, missing the front clip, gets a podium, comes home in third. And the rest of the field has already finished the race because they are laps down. So that was a hell of a race. It only took right under an hour. Actually, 48 minutes was the race time. So very, very quick race. But you're...
And
Go ahead.
I was about to say, you might want to be sitting down for this one. Patrick Allen Jr., 9th place.
What a finish for Patrick Allen Jr. As Seth is showing some displeasure or maybe some gratitude to the 18. Who knows? It's hard to tell these days. I'm going to say he's not happy, but not really sure there. So good finish by Seth. But your official top 10 here is Aiden Norman takes home the win. Alyssa Sharp comes home second. Seth Wansing third. John Smeal fourth. Mark Delia fifth. Thomas Andrews comes home in sixth. Austin Mongold seventh. Tristan Catania eighth. Patrick Allen Jr. finishes ninth here at Sonoma. And then Jonathan Adams, unfortunate with his internet, obviously based off his chat, multiple chat messages. Comes home in P10. Dale Markowski 11th, Jerry Legrand 12th, Jason Alexander never even started the race, so no points for Jason Alexander. So, man, what a race! I mean, we kind of knew Aiden was the favorite, but really good battle for second, pretty much the entire race.
Yeah, I mean, all race long, we had, what, 2 or 3 guys throughout the whole race there battling for the same position. We obviously saw a bit of contact there between Alyssa and Jonathan Adams there, as Alyssa has parked it right next to Aiden Norman there. Oh, they're taking a picture, sorry.
Yeah,
I thought she was showing a little bit of displeasure, but...
Seth's trying to go get his picture taken, but I don't know if I'd want my picture taken with that hunk of shit. But he's going to go get a picture taken anyway. Why not? Missing the front clip. Yeah, beat it off the wall one more time. So. Just really finish that thing off.
Yeah, you gotta feel bad for him, but still one heck of a drive as he disappears from our screen there.
Yep. He's had enough. He's going to go put that thing in the garage, and they're going to have to do some work on that thing. But we'll have your top 3 interviews here in just a second. Again, great race. Aiden Norman obviously dominates the field, but great finish by Alyssa and Seth, and another heartbreak for Jonathan Adams. Kid's going to get a podium here one day. Next time I won't say anything about him. Maybe that'll keep him up there in the top 3. But we'll be right back here with our top 3 interviews. Stay tuned. We'll have a word with Seth, Alyssa, and Aiden Norman. Back live here with our top 3 finishers, our podium finishers here tonight. We will start here with Seth Wansing. Let me bring up his information and we will pull Seth in here.
Down through.
Seth Wansing, this is Ryan Pinnell in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey Ryan, I got you, buddy.
Hey man, you come home in 3rd. Very nice finish. That car looked like shit at the end of the race, but hey, you came home in P3. Tell us about your race. Obviously, you and Alyssa and Jonathan had a hell of a battle almost the whole race. But tell us about your finish and how that damage affected your car there at the end.
As far as the damage affecting the car, Ryan, it was hard to get the front rotated towards the end there. At the beginning of the run, it was actually kind of nice, but no, probably should have had a second there. Was a couple seconds faster than Alyssa there at the end, and just got too much apron trying to set her up. But all in all, came out here in the Raptor number 9, Midwest Barbecue 213 somewhere Chevy, and did what I wanted to do, which was learn for Sunday and kind of improve road racing, because the only way you're going to get better at road racing and a lot of things is just doing it, no matter the car. I felt like I did a decent job of being patient and really setting up passes and being patient in areas and just learning where to put the car in certain spots and how to get runs and even a little bit of gearing too. Haven't got to run the Cup car. I'll probably do that tomorrow, Sunday, and see what the gearing's like. But all in all, had a lot of fun with Jonathan and Alyssa there. Aiden was gone per usual, so congrats to him. Yeah, should have had a second place, but just a couple stupid mistakes is why I didn't get it, and just that's why I'm here though, to learn. So yeah, but it was fun. These cars are a lot of fun to slide around the track.
Absolutely. Well, good job to you, buddy, and we'll throw it to you if you have any friends, family, or sponsors you want to shout out. The floor's all yours.
Well, shout out to you and Reynolds for broadcasting, and shout out to you, Ryan, for everything you do for ARCS. A lot of people don't realize or don't know what the effort and the time that you put in for us to be able to do this 5-6 nights a week. So always appreciative of you, buddy. I bet the broadcast with Reynolds was awesome. Having a really good road course guy, I'm sure he's going to kill all of us on Sunday. But shout out to Midwest Barbecue and 213 somewhere and all the people watching at home. You guys are the reason why we do it. We appreciate you guys tuning in and hope you enjoyed the Aiden Norman show.
Yeah, absolutely. He was definitely gone, and we kind of figured that, like me and Reynolds talked about during the race. But awesome finish to bring that. Literally, that car looks like it belongs in a junkyard, and you finished 3rd. So not too bad of a finish for the damage you had on that thing.
I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. So should have been one spot better, but hey, learning.
There you go. All right, appreciate it, Seth. We will talk to you. Hopefully, you can get you a podium finish Sunday.
Hope so. That's the goal. So appreciate you guys.
All right, see you, buddy. All right, that was our 3rd place finisher, Seth Wansing. Now, I'll bring our 2nd place finisher, Alyssa Sharp, in here for her interview. Alyssa Sharp, this is Ryan Pinnell in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
All right, Tommy Reynolds is gonna do your interview for your 2nd place finish.
All right.
Obviously, in a not so exciting race there with a great finish, ended up P2 at the end of the race. Walk us through what happened there throughout the entire race.
I'm not sure we can call half of it not exciting, at least for about a second. Jonathan Adams and Seth were really pushing me hard, and I think I burned up my tires a little too much in the first run. Decided to pit a little earlier, so I split the race in half. Get a jump from out the pits, and then just try my best to look after the tires and be as defensive as possible, really. Got
We
lucky
saw-
with that. Sorry.
No,
a
you're
lot
good.
of other people making mistakes and errors, and held on somehow.
We saw coming into, I believe, it's either turn 6 or 7, some major contact with Jonathan Adams there. From our view, it almost looked almost intentional from both sides, but was it intentional, or do you believe it was just a
No,
racing incident from both sides?
nothing really intentional at all. In my opinion, it was just a racing incident. He was trying to be defensive and cover the inside, and I just wasn't lifting my nose out until the last moment, but I had to, and unfortunately, I ended up in contact. Going over the curb got me a bit loose and wide into him, but as long as he didn't, but he didn't go around from that, which was a sigh of relief on my part because I wasn't trying to intentionally hit him at all.
We saw another guy that seemed to be a little unhappy with you at the end of the race, Seth, giving you some contact there, going through the short chute. Do you know what that was from? As we didn't believe we saw anything major on our side.
That was probably me trying to message for 48, and because I have to lift my VR headset up, I can't see where people are going, so I probably drifted into his path. So as far as I'm aware, we had no major coming together, just hard racing.
Well, obviously, a great finish there, and like you said, a great battle for second place. Anybody you like to shout out or give thanks to tonight?
Just the whole of Line Power really for just keeping me up when Iowa didn't go to plan, and just put faith in me in the car.
Absolutely. Well, have a great night, and congrats on your finish.
Thank you.
All right, that was second place, Alyssa Sharp. Again, her and Seth and Jonathan Adams all had a really good battle all night. So shout out to all three of them. Really not there was a little bit of contact, but nothing, intentional. So shout out to them for putting on a hell of a race. But now we'll talk to the man that had no competition whatsoever, and also his photo that he uses for SDK Gaming is from like 15 years ago because he looks like he's 6 years old. But we'll bring Aiden Norman in here. Aiden Norman, this is Ryan putting on the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Man, I think I looked at your car maybe one time the entire race because you were so far out in front of everyone else. There was really no need to even look at your car. But I mean, tell us about your race. Obviously, you had a fast hot rod, and how you just kind of pulled away and just kept pulling away, and everybody, we had a good battle for second, but man, you had everybody else beat.
Yeah, I mean, it's typical Sonoma race, to be honest. I mean, the track is always fun and makes for some pretty good racing in stock cars, but it's definitely a tire saver. So if you're pushing for the whole race, especially those first few laps where you have a lot of grip and you're spinning the tires, then you're really you're not going to be competitive by the end of the run. And I think that's sort of what separated me from the rest of the field there, because I know that there was like a 3-car battle for second there for a while, and it was probably a lot of fun to be a part of, but I think all of them were just pushing it a little bit too hard and making a few mistakes here and there, sliding the tires, and that's what ended up making them so slow.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they were definitely battling. So, once we saw you get out to like an 8-9 second lead, I mean, me and Reynolds both knew that at that point you don't have to really push anymore. I mean, obviously you can if you want to, but you're able to save tires. You're able to save fuel if you need to. Obviously, with a short race like this, really no need to save fuel, so to speak, but tires, obviously a big deal. We could tell when the 18 of Alyssa Sharp was, starting to use her tires up because she was just loose. I mean, just all over the place, and Seth was battling that as well. So obviously a huge advantage when you're up, 20, 30 seconds over second place. You can kind of ride, but just again, great race by you. We kind of knew that you were the favorite coming in, but we'll throw it over to you if you have any sponsors or any friends and family you want to shout out. The floor is all yours.
I mean, first of all, thank you and shout out to y'all for broadcasting this race. I know y'all always do a good job when I go back and watch them. I really enjoy it. So looking forward to going back and watching this one. And shout out to ARCS and, all the admins that run all the series, obviously tonight for Ignition and A Squared, TNT, everything like that. It's phenomenal job done by everyone. I know the drivers really appreciate all the work y'all put in. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes, and it's fun sometimes. But tonight, definitely a lot of fun, and especially fun for you. So, congrats to you, and maybe we will see you out here soon. We got obviously, NASCAR. We follow the NASCAR schedule to an extent, and Ignition does the same. So I know that you obviously very very strong on road courses. So we have several of those coming up here in the next couple months. So hopefully we'll see you in Victory Lane again here soon on Friday night.
All right. Thank you, Ryan.
All right, see you, buddy. All right, that was your race winner. Well, Reynolds, appreciate you helping me, man. It was a lot of fun. Just kind of throw it to you. You can give your little race recap, and I'll close us out, and we'll shut this thing down, and we'll go hang out and drink some beer.
Yes, sir. Obviously, not a super exciting race for the lead, but that battle for the last couple spots on the podium was one hell of a battle. You had 3 cars battling it out for second place at one point. The commentator's curse always coming into effect there, and didn't help out some drivers, but sure made it interesting at the end. Had some shock finishers, quiet finishing in the top 10. Had a car upside down over the barriers in turn 1. Yeah, safe to say it was a pretty interesting race, even with no battle for the lead.
Absolutely, it was definitely a lot of drama out there, a lot of off tracks, and a lot of wrecking. But yeah, definitely shout out to Patrick Allen Jr. coming home in 9th. I know that only 9 cars finished the race, but nobody needs to know that. He stuck it in there, finished 4 laps down, and got him a top 10 here in the Ignition Series. So that will do it for us here tonight. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Again, without y'all, it would none of this would be possible. So thank you all for tuning in and watching, and we will be back next Friday night. We're making up the Darlington race that we missed when ARCS went to the actual Darlington races. So we will have Darlington Friday night, and then of course we will have A Squared Darlington next Sunday night as well. Not this upcoming Sunday. We will be at Sonoma. But that will do it for us here tonight. Again, I'll try and do a stream Sunday of Flight Sim. I had some issues with needing to update my graphics card for last week, so wasn't able to do it. But we'll try and make a little flight out to Sonoma this Sunday before the session opens. But appreciate everybody coming out. Had a blast, and we will talk to y'all next week. Till we see y'all, make sure you stay on that loud pedal.